Vale, estamos en directo. Estamos en directo. Ok, pues vamos a continuar con el Vampyr. Vamos a continuar y creo que acabar también. Así que nada. Justo lo dejé antes. Habíamos ya ejecutado a varias personas que considerábamos que no nos caían demasiado bien. Y hemos decidido acabar con su vida a cambio de levelear un poquito a nuestro personaje. Y nada, vamos a continuar con la historia. Me voy a centrar ya full historia principal. Nada de misiones secundarias. Si me encuentro algún personaje que creo que podría merecer la pena asesinarlo a cambio de levelear, pues lo haremos. Pero en principio creo que ya no vamos a ejecutar a nadie más. Y simplemente vamos a ir full historia principal y creo que deberíamos acabar el juego. Entonces nada, si acabo bien de tiempo, a lo mejor acabamos el juego en 1 hora, 2 horas, pues me dará tiempo a estar luego un rato comentando los planes que tengo, aparte de, como siempre, la opinión del juego cuando acabamos. Comentaré un poco los planes acerca de lo que voy a hacer una vez acabe el Vampyr, que lo tengo ya todo preparado, más o menos. Y ya está, y si el juego se alarga mucho de lo que me falta y resulta que acabo en 5 horas súper reventado y cansado, pues hablaremos de ello en otro momento. Así que nada, teníamos aquí al tío este. Tenemos al tío este que había secuestrado al doctor Swansea porque sabía que tenía relación con los vampiros.
If you're so innocent, why does simple light burn you so much? I'll pin you down! The blood of a true defender of this land will protect me. Show some style. Fight like a man.
Madre mía, no puede haber más luz.
Come on, Reed. Your poisonous bite is useless on me. True light will cleanse you. Close your eyes. This is gonna hurt.
Es que todo el rato hay luz, no puedo pelear. Tengo que estar todo el rato pendiente de la luz. En el momento que empiezo a pegarle sale un haz de luz y tengo que ya que recolocarme e irme a otro sitio.
I know. It hurts, doesn't it? Close your eyes! This is gonna...
Y listo.
We are the guardian of justice. Priwen shall prevail.
You can't accept the fact we're not enemies, can you?
We always have been, and we always will be. Of all the evils that threaten mankind, your kind are the worst.
I was only reborn for a few minutes before you and your men hunted me down like a beast.
You were only reborn for a few minutes, and you'd already taken the life of an innocent woman.
There is no way you'll ever let me be, McCullum. You'll always hunt me down, won't you?
There is no escape, Leech. Kill me now, for there is no way you can sway me to your ideals.
That's where you're mistaken.
What do you mean?
I'll spare you, McCullum. I'll offer you the mercy you never offered me.
What is this ruse?
This is no ruse, McCullum. This is me letting you go. After all, you and I are both trying to save this poor country in our own way.
I'll kill you, Reed. Next time we meet, I'll end you.
See? Progress already. You called me by my name. Until the next time. Goodbye, Hunter.
Bueno, con eso también te digo la diferencia de haber luchado antes siendo nivel 24 creo que era. Ahora que hemos subido a nivel 30 es como... Venga, crack, ven aquí. Hemos subido la vida al máximo, la estamina al máximo. Rescata a Edgar Swansea. Tenemos que ir al teatro de nuevo. Vale. A ver, curando a la gente.
Good evening,
Dr. Reed.
No quería hablar contigo.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Quería hablar con ella.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening.
¿Tengo alguna nueva aquí?
Tell me, nurse, did you know Dr. Tippett was addicted to medication?
I suspected this behavior for some time, but never dared to ask him about it. Until the day he confessed to me.
Why would he confess to you about his addiction, Nurse Brannigan?
Don't you know you doctors can't hide anything from a nurse? We're always there, even if you don't notice us.
Do you consider yourselves our confessors, Nurse Brannigan?
I wouldn't dare, Dr. Reed. But I'm intrigued. How did you discover Dr. Tippett's secret?
What can I say? I seem to have a knack for discovering secrets.
And for hiding them as well.
Do you approve of his addiction?
Of course I don't approve. But I understand he needs it to fight the exhaustion. Let's hope he'll stop injecting himself once the epidemic is over.
And what if he doesn't?
Then we'll have to convince him to stop. I believe he's still in control of his addiction, for now, but we must remain vigilant.
Do you require medical assistance, nurse?
I will be fine, as soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Vale. No voy a enrollarme mucho a hablar con la gente. Vamos a ir simplemente curando a quien lo necesite.
Good evening,
I need blood.
Do you require...
My condition. Thank you.
I'll leave you, mistress.
¿Quién más está enfermo?
Good evening.
Evening.
Soldier,
Not really.
as
Don't think...
Goodbye.
Vale, más gente enferma.
I'm quite...
Do you need my...
Don't be...
Then you...
I wish that...
Thank you for your time.
Vale, ¿cuántas medicinas tengo para el agotamiento? Esto seguramente lo pueda estudiar. Cefalia, resfriado, anemia, agotamiento. Me quedan 3. Debería quizá ir a fabricar más.
Good evening.
Do you require...
Do you... Well, at least...
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Vale, ¿alguien más está enfermo? Está bien.
Good evening.
Good evening,
Is there any...
Really?
Goodbye for now, Miss.
Vale. ¿Alguien más enfermo? No, están todos curados. Perfecto. Vale. Voy a ir en un momento a fabricar más medicamentos. Cómo se agradece esa barra de estamina, por favor. Qué maravilla. Vale, vamos a fabricar... Está como bugueado el sonido, ¿no? Hay como cosas que deberían sonar que no están sonando. Las voces, básicamente, ¿no? De los enemigos. Ya digo, no sé si me parece a mí o si es eso, las voces de los enemigos como que no están sonando. Más vampiros. Te puedes morir. Vale, ahora cuando llegue alguna cinemática o vea que se grabe la partida... Coño, ¿tú qué haces aquí? Cuando se grabe la partida o tal, igual salgo del juego y vuelvo a entrar a ver si así se recuperan las voces. Vaya paliza le acabo de dar, ¿no? Cómo se nota el estar leveleado. Había más gente enferma en... Aquí tenemos a 2 personas enfermas. Pues aquí hay mazo gente. Vale, voy a ir en un momento aquí a curar a estos. Otra vez se me ha quedado como... Se queda a veces pillado. Se queda como pillado a veces el movimiento y no me permite mover hacia adelante o hacia una dirección en concreto. Se queda el personaje como pillado caminando hacia atrás. Es muy raro. Bueno, vamos a buscar a estos personajes. Aquí tenemos a Xiaoxun.
Good evening.
Tiene un resfriado. Vamos a curárselo.
Thank you, Doctor.
Goodbye.
Vale, y me queda el otro. A ver si lo encontramos. Aquí está.
Good evening, sir.
You're here.
I'm not here.
Doctor?
Do you require...
Not me.
Since I...
Well,
In fact...
well,
Have you heard anything about...
not really. Maybe it's because...
I want to know everything about the recent...
Well,
I don't...
glad to. Not much.
You'd better... That's...
I don't see...
What?
Well, well,
I don't...
that's it.
Mr.
I understand.
If I...
So it's a no. People are...
What do you mean?
People are acting.
Está teniendo beneficios del alquiler de alojamientos insaludables a los emigrantes. Ha sido atacado por los Skal vengativos. Utilizó como inquilinos.
Not.
Why am I...
Maybe it's
I'm not so business.
more than ever.
Ve con buenos ojos el dispensario Dorothy Crane, pues mantiene sanos a sus inquilinos.
Goodbye, Mr.
Vale, ya está todo el mundo sano en esta zona de la ciudad. Curado, curado. Todos curados. Y aquí todos bien. Vale, pues vamos a curar a toda esta gente, que es prácticamente todos. Tengo que ir a curar a todos, a todo el mundo, así que vamos para allá. Este no se ha enterado por algún motivo. Sí. Vale. Tengo que ir ahí al este, al teatro. Ya digo, antes me gustaría curar a todo el mundo. Joder, cómo se nota el nivel a la hora de pelear. Es que es brutal la diferencia. Esto es para salir de la zona, ¿no? Vale. A ver, ¿dónde hay gente a la que curar?
Good evening. Good evening. Do you need... Don't... Yes. Have you heard... Poor man. Goodbye, Mr. Good evening.
I won't.
Do you need...
It's a little... What? I hope we're talking.
These are the...
Oh,
I'm not sure...
first,
Have you...
he was aware...
You need some rest,
Vale, sano. Mujer de este no vivía por aquí. Tiene cefalia. Vale, vamos a curarla.
Hello, Venus.
Hello, What do you...
Have you any...
It's not such a...
Did Clarence recently...
Yes, he did.
He's my friend.
Gibberish and poppycock.
Do you need my...
It would have...
And I...
Thank you.
Goodbye for now.
Vale, a ver quién más necesita asistencia médica. Esa es la chica que rescatamos de las alcantarillas.
Dr.
Reed.
Please don't...
Good.
What do you...
Before my...
Were you far?
No. Dad always... You killed... I've never read...
What exactly?
People here...
What can you...
Never heard of...
Really?
He a big...
You...
Dad was...
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Louis...
I'm proud he went after me.
Yes.
Yes, Doctor.
Louis...
Little fucker.
Really?
Well, him...
What?
Don't be embarrassed, Doctor.
Do you need my...
I don't need...
I have...
All right, then.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. And...
Es una pena porque es que no me estoy enterando de las... Al hablar así tan rápido con ellos no te enteras de las historias. Pero es lo que digo, es que no quiero ya matar a nadie
Good
más.
evening,
ni nada.
Dr. Reed. A great...
I may...
Good e-
Calhoun...
Oh.
You...
I think she
¿Sabes? A lo
fast...
mejor si hablase con ellos me enteraba
How did
de
you-
algún
What
trapo
about-
sucio que
She-
tienen y quiero matarlo, ¿sabes? Pero...
I will...
Do you need...
You would... I kind of...
Goodbye, Mr. Rupp.
Vale, queda curar a la madre.
Hello.
Jonathan!
Do you need...
Oh. I'm not...
Goodbye, Mother.
Goodbyes.
Vale, hay alguien más enfermo. Este. Y los dos hermanos. Vale, a ver si me acuerdo dónde estaban. Estaban como por esta zona de la ciudad, ¿no? No estoy seguro. ¿Eso es sangre? Sí, mira, están hablando y no se escucha. ¿Vive alguien? No. Es que no me acuerdo dónde estaban los otros personajes. No suena ni la escopeta siquiera. Toda esta sangre tiene pinta de ser por alguna misión secundaria. Joder, es que no escucho nada, ni siquiera cuando se teletransportan. Qué bien. Es que sin saber dónde se teletransportan, el sonido me ayuda mucho. ¿Se ha quedado pillada? Me quedo pillado aquí con esto. ¿Dónde estaban los otros personajes? Por esta zona de aquí abajo. No me acuerdo dónde estaban los otros NPCs. Por esta zona de aquí quizás. No, porque esto es la mansión del tío este. Aquí no era. Esta es la de las ratas. Aquí es donde vivía la otra. No tengo ni idea de dónde están los otros NPCs, la verdad. No los encuentro ahora mismo. No me ubico. Vale, esto lleva a los muelles, esto es otra zona distinta. Y aquí no parece que pueda hacer nada. Pues nada, voy a ir directamente hacia el museo y ya está. Voy a quitar la marca. Me pone que hay una marca donde... falta que hacer la zona esta del museo y listo. Si me encuentro... Si me ubico y encuentro a la gente que estoy buscando bien, y si no, pues nada. Y ahora eso, en cuanto vea que hay un checkpoint o lo que sea, salgo un momento del juego y vuelvo a entrar a ver si se corrige el tema de las voces. No sé en qué momento ha dejado de escucharse las voces. Vale, aquí se ha
So
guardado la
Priwen
partida.
never left Doris's theatre after they invaded. They must be holding Edgar here in their new headquarters.
Vale, voy a salir un momento, volver al menú principal y a volver a cargar la partida a ver si así vuelven las voces. Vale. Academia de Teatro de Doris Fletcher. Eso me acaba... No están hablando. No son las escopetas tampoco. Es que es muy raro. Ah, que hay un tío de estos. Madre mía, el stun, por favor.
It's locked.
Se hace muy raro el no tener sonido de los enemigos. O sea, está todo al máximo, no entiendo por qué.
What will London have?
Entiendo por qué se ha quedado pillado. Vale, aquí no hay nada. Esto es para salir del teatro.
It's locked, all right.
Por aquí vamos a la parte de abajo. He sacado el arma como si... Vale. Digo, como si hubiese algún enemigo. Vale, a ver, ¿a dónde tengo que ir entonces? Si no es por aquí... Ahora, si no, eso, cierro el juego y lo vuelvo a abrir, quizá. Porque es que si no, no tiene pinta de que se vaya a solucionar. Vale, ¿me he dejado algo? Porque tengo que investigar aquí. Está ahí abajo el doctor. ¿Hay alguna forma de bajar que no haya visto? Alguna trampilla quizá en el suelo.
cannot enter. Doris Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
Ah, vale, llave del escenario del teatro. Vale, ha guardado, ha hecho ahí un checkpoint. Voy a salir del juego y lo voy a volver a abrir, a ver si así se soluciona el problema. Mientras abre el juego aprovecho y voy al baño. Un segundo. Vale, ya estoy. Ok. Deberían escucharse las voces ahora, a ver. Si no, yo ya no sé qué más hacer. Aparezco aquí otra vez. Vaya. Vale, esto ya está abierto. Ok. Ahora cuando vengan enemigos, a ver si se escuchan las voces o si sigue bugueado.
Don't forget to check every door.
Vale, está la puerta como cerrada.
Better go home, sir. Die, vermin!
Se escuchan las voces, bien.
It's locked, all right.
Coleccionable. ¿Cuántos me quedan? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Blood of a pure heart.
Llave del
I should find the
teatro.
key to that box. It's locked. It's
La llave
locked,
de
all
la
right.
caja. Eso se ha roto y no ha sonado. No sé qué está
I
pasando con el
cannot
sonido.
enter.
Sé qué está pasando con el sonido.
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Geoffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? Are you sure that was the wisest course of action?
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
Edgar, as much as I would like to believe you, I have a few concerns that require clarification.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire epidemic?
Maybe due to our profession? Because I offered you shelter in my hospital.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived. Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Priwen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theater. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
I only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example. And rabies is not the devil at work.
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum?
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
How dare you judge me? Must I name the alarming list of your victims?
We are both deceivers. But at least I know I'm a monster.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
Dejar morir, sentenciar... Oh, espera, me ha atragantado. Ah. Dejarlo morir, sentenciar o convertirlo a cambio de 3000 de experiencia. A ver, yo es lo que dice, no sé, el doctor me parece un tío bastante majo y no creo que lo hiciese con mala intención.
No, Edgar, you are not going to die. Unless you want to.
What do you mean?
I can save you, Edgar. I can turn your broken body into one like mine.
You truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which punishment would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So?
Oh, please, Jonathan, please. I beg you. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
Very well, then. Prepare to die and be reborn. To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready.
Enough!
Ahora con Lady Osprey.
Stay close. Keep an eye on him.
Have no fear, brothers.
Vale. He sacrificado 3000 de experiencia, pero no sé. Como, no sé, me ha parecido siempre muy majo el señor Edgar desde el principio del juego. Me ofreció trabajar en el hospital y, bueno, se equivocó dándole la sangre de la otra. Provocó que se transformase y se convirtiese en ese zombie gigante que matamos antes, pero es lo que digo, no creo que sea tampoco mala persona que lo hiciese con mala intención.
I must tell Elizabeth.
Safe up easy does it, boys. We can deal with this vermin. Watch it! It's a killer!
Vamos a hablar con Elizabeth.
It's locked. It's locked.
Vale, está aquí antes de entrar ahí. Vale, esto está cerrado. Ok, vale, vamos a ver.
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
Of a sort. His injuries were mortal. I had no choice but to make him one of us. To save him. Or to punish him.
To punish him? I fail to understand. And what is the source of this cold tone in your voice?
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skull epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Edgar gave no heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Icor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but Do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth, are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your enemy.
Wait! No! Elizabeth!
Vale, joder, es que es una rayada. La Elizabeth esta tiene que tener algo que no nos está contando. Porque fue como su sangre la que provocó todo esto.
Now would be a good time to blend the recipe
Primeros ingredientes para grabar el
when he
antídoto.
fought the
Consigue
disaster.
una gota de sangre
I think I know where
de
to
William
find what I
Marshall,
need.
del Lord de Grey. Consigue una gota de sangre del rey Arturo. Insulina en la antigua morgue de Pembroke.
Crush the liver! The power! It's on him! It's on him!
Me ha dado ese escopetazo. Que eso me haya dado es increíble. Vale, que me pilla más cerca.
All of you bloody leeches!
No, el teatro no.
Whose blood could be purer than that of William Marshall? Lord Redgrave will have to spare me a drop.
Estaba en su casa, ¿no? Digo yo.
I'm still persona non grata in the Ascalon Club.
Joder, qué susto me ha dado.
If I want to speak with Redgrave, I'll have to.
¿es esto lo que estaba buscando? Ah, está ahí abajo. Vale, esto ya lo saqué todo.
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
I'm not here to bicker, Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
Good. We've held out thus far, but the time has come to put an end to this crisis. Tell me, what do you need?
The blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? This blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
This is more important than the club, you or me. This is London's last hope.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reed. Our fate lies wholly in your hands.
Vale. Primer ingrediente hecho.
It's always been your house, Dad. Not mine.
Support the equality between men and women.
No, esto no me interesa ir aquí. Joder, la cámara a veces hace unas cosas.
It's a leech! Kill it!
En serio no puedo.
Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial. The Swanborough cordial is...
Vale, tengo que ir a la morgue del hospital y a ver al McCallum para que me dé la sangre del rey Arturo esta.
Get them weapons ready! We found one! Over there! There's one of them vermin!
¿Me queréis dejar en paz?
If McCullum really drank the blood of King Arthur, then I may have found another vital ingredient for my recipe. Good evening, vampire hunter.
Are you here to end me, Leech? You'll find I will not be killed easily.
Not at all, McCullum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The Guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you? Ah. You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
I have found the carrier, McCullum. The infection's source. It may be science or some supernatural power that's responsible for all this. But I will harness either or both to end the epidemic.
A vampire doctor. My God, you're a terrifying creature. Jonathan Emmett Reed.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies. Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reed.
Thank you.
Indeed. Why not?
Why are you here?
The man who raised me after the brutal murder of my parents. He's buried here.
Were both your parents killed by vampires?
Yes. And yet worse. My father returned to Dublin a vampire and tore out my mother's throat.
And who was this man?
Carl Eldritch. One-time leader of Prewin. He killed my father in front of me. Helped me hunt my brother Ain after teaching me how to kill leeches.
What will the Guard of Prewin do now? Will you stop the Great Hunt?
Yes. But we shall continue to protect innocents from beasts like you and your red-headed friend.
How long have you known Lady Ashbury? Where is she? And what will you do to her?
We saw you meeting her, so of course we investigated. She is gone. Our scouts reported she has sold some paintings and departed for an unknown destination.
Like me?
I am indebted to you for sparing me at Pembroke. But this won't always be the case. I'm no coward like those St. Paul's Stowe brothers.
Adieu, vampire hunter.
Until we meet again, blood drinker.
Vale. Pues tenemos que ir al hospital ahora. No sé si este es el mejor camino. No puedo ir ahí. Estoy en coñazo, de verdad. Que no me dejan hacer cosas mientras estoy en combate. Un vampiro ahora también aquí. Estamos entre vosotros un rato. Vale, a ver si puedo llegar ya al hospital. Por aquí no era.
Off the leech, boys!
Vale, aquí ya me ubico. Vale, estamos en el hospital. Ahora tengo que llegar a la morgue.
I cannot use garlic, but there may be a substitute in the Pembroke Hospital drug storage.
Se me está alargando un poco el directo en Twitch, espero que no dé problemas. Que me des escopetazo cuando claramente no estoy delante de él. Acabo de salir de la morgue. Igual he salido sin querer. Sí, es ahí dentro. Vale, tengo que volver a entrar. Nada. Vale, aquí no hay nada.
There it is. Insulin.
Insulina.
Much more efficient than garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous for me. Thank you, Dr. Polescu.
Ahora necesito una mesa de trabajo para hacer el antídoto. ¿Dónde estaba la salida de esto? Aquí. Vale. Voy a ir al hospital de nuevo a elaborar el antídoto. Voy a refrescar aquí la página de Twitch porque se me ha quedado pillado. Ay, ahora es cuando me va mal el internet otra vez como ayer y va a empezar el delay de 4 horas. ¿Quién sabe? Vale. A ver que me ubique. ¿Dónde está la entrada del hospital? Por aquí. Vale. Ah, una llave era para abrir esto. ¿No está el Dr. Swansea convertido en vampiro? Vale, vamos a elaborar el antídoto. A lo mejor puedo subir un nivel, quizá. Aquí está. Tenemos.
The blend seems stable. Time to go and find Harriet in the sewers.
Vale, tengo 2400. Capacidad de sangre. Capacidad de sangre estaría bien, quizá. Daño de mordedura. Creo que vamos a ir a por capacidad de sangre. Así también imagino que pasa la noche. Ahí está, y vemos qué cambios hay. En teoría he curado a todo el mundo, ¿no? No, hay gente que sigue enferma. Vale, puedo ir a curarlos. Aquí los hemos curado y están sano el distrito de Whitechapel. Aquí he curado a algunos, a los que me he encontrado, pero no a todos. Y sigue estando grave. Bueno, ya está, tampoco me voy a comer la cabeza. Es que ya digo, me está acabando prácticamente el juego. Creo que está acabando, entonces tampoco me voy a comer la cabeza. ¿Pero por qué hay 2 puntos? Doctor Swansea, nuevo diálogo disponible. Destruye el origen de la epidemia. Ah, vale, es que hay 2 entradas a las alcantarillas. Vale, vamos a hablar con el Doctor Swansea.
Jonathan, my dear. I can never thank you enough.
Thank me? For what?
Come now, you know what I mean. I am... well, I'm just like you.
Have you no shame? Must I remind you of your ludicrous actions? Of the innocent men and women who died at your hands?
Shame is for mortals, Jonathan. I know it now, and you should too. We are something else. Something more.
What about the Brotherhood? Will they eject you?
I remain a member. I have information to provide now. Intelligence from the other side, if I may say so.
They won't banish you?
Not so long as I behave.
What will you do now that you are immortal?
Experiment, my dear colleague. I have an eternity to make scientific progress. I could be the only scientist able to undertake extreme experiments upon himself.
My God, Edgar. Did you learn nothing from your forays into folly?
I have, I swear. No more experiments on mortals. See? I said mortals. How quickly the mind adapts.
What kind of experiments?
Who knows? Nervous shock, brain damage, pain and recovery. There's almost no limit to what my body can now endure. I could be the next Henry Head.
How do you feel since you changed?
Absolutely fine. Did you know I can determine the health of every patient or nurse just by looking at him? Fascinating.
Do you feel the hunger?
Yes. It's very peculiar, not like mortal hunger at all. It's like I'm never sated. Fortunately, blood is no rare commodity at Pembroke.
Have you taken a life yet, Edgar?
Don't you think that's a private matter? I would not ask you such an indiscreet question.
Will you continue as Pembroke's administrator?
Of course. I can help more than ever. And since I'm already dead, I can't get sick.
Have you seen Elizabeth? Has she passed this way since you returned?
No. And I'm terrified to see her again. I really am, Jonathan. She could very well tear me to pieces for what I did.
Are you not afraid Priwen will find you? Next time, they will do more than abduct and torture you.
I remain a man of peace. If things were to go awry, I would flee rather than slice them up as you would, my friend.
Goodbye, Edgar. I'm certain we'll meet again.
No sé yo, Edgar, no sé yo. En fin, vamos a las alcantarillas. ¿No puedo cruzar al otro lado? ¿Dónde puedo espiarlos?
Sometimes you act like a real jerk, you know that?
Come on, Ozzy, don't be like that.
What, like what? Like someone who felt betrayed by the man he loves? Did you ever even try to find me? Rescue me?
No, it's not like that. I wanted to. I was so afraid to leave the hospital, not to be seen with you.
We survived this shit together. That's all that matters. I know you did your best. Fuck the wall, right? And fuck them all.
Fuck the wall. Fuck them all.
Vaya. Descubrimiento. Vale, ¿en serio no puedo llegar al otro lado? Joder, pensé que iba a poder cruzar el río. Coñazo, voy a tener que dar la vuelta por otro sitio.
So many rats in the streets.
No me apetece pelear con nosotros.
God walks with me! Die, vermin! You! Get back in the grave!
Is there anything to connect me to this city anymore?
Aquí ha estado la puerta de las alcantarillas, ¿no? Aquí, pues, perfecto. Vamos allá. No sé si estoy yendo por el sitio correcto.
It's locked.
Vale, sí, por aquí.
This place has been ransacked. They've all been slaughtered. Pre-1? No, not their style. Where has Harriet gone? She must have left a trail I could follow.
Seguir la sangre, supongo.
Where is old Bridget? Damn. If I'd come earlier, they would still be alive.
Otra vez, el creador.
Take not a step further, child, for you are unprepared.
You, at last. I wondered when you would show your face again. Step away. We have nothing to discuss.
Desist, child. You cannot confront the monstrosity unleashed upon this land without due preparation. I shall not allow it.
All right. But no more riddles. Enough of the obscure songs and prophecies. I ask questions, and you answer them.
My words have been as clear as crystal lakes, my child. You seem unwilling to drink, to listen, to learn.
What is your true appearance?
I do not understand. This is who I am.
Blood? You are made of blood. Surely you are joking.
Why would I? And no, I'm not made of blood. I am blood. Blood is what I am since my birth and for eternity.
But who are you really? Tell me your name.
I am your maker. I am the servant of the Red Goddess and protector of this land. I have many names.
Just give me one, then.
There are those who call me Myrddin Wild, the Wild Horned Man. But I never was a man. I was born out of blood.
Why did you choose me?
Only you could provide a modern, scientific answer to this ancient, mystical threat.
What kind of modern answer?
Disease, contagion, and contamination. How they course through veins is your dominion, my child. Your choices have made you. Only you can save this land.
Speak to me of this ancient threat.
The blood of hate. Vessel of the wrath of the goddess. When she awakens, a disaster will be born into this world, for she is hunger and anger.
I'm here to stop Harriet Jones. She is the original carrier. The well from which this corruption flows.
I have heard you, but be wary. Harriet Jones's mind is no more. She has metamorphosed into an apocalypse. Born from, drenched in, and driven by the blood of hate.
What is the blood of hate?
It is the curse of the goddess. It is the hunger in you, the need for blood, the will to strike and to punish, to spit in the eye of God.
Tell me about this disaster, creature. I know London fell victim to such a thing in 1666.
A disaster is pure anger born through blood. Its name means bad star, for they only appear when our queen unleashes her unquenchable wrath upon the world.
And who is this queen?
She is the Red Goddess, the Queen of Blood. In my youth, 100 lifetimes ago, she was worshipped as the Morrigan. She is my mother. She is yours, too.
The Morrigan? The Celtic goddess of war? Is this a ruse of some kind?
She has been worshipped in many forms throughout the ages. The true nature of the Red Queen is beyond your comprehension, eluding even mine. But know this, she is a vengeful mother.
So the disaster is some sort of accident. A disease vampires carry dormant in their blood, waiting to emerge.
That's your modern answer. But a disaster is at the same time both less and more.
Tell me what it is then, in your own words.
A disaster is the pure will of our queen. Whenever she dreams of walking this earth, she awakes in this putrid vessel.
I only wish to know how to put an end to this epidemic.
To perform an act so noble, you must protect yourself from its poisonous kiss, my child.
I know. McCullum used such a serum when trying to kill me. However, I have produced a more efficacious version of the antidote.
Your final task awaits you at the end of these tunnels. I've known for ages you were worthy of this challenge, my champion, Bittersweet.
What will happen thereafter? What future awaits me beyond these dark tunnels?
Your fate, my child, and the fate of this land. A disaster is about to enter this world to smite us all and teach us humility. You are our final hope.
Will it be over then? Once I've defeated this creature?
Yes. The threat will dissipate like so much smoke, for you will have purified its source.
And then what? What will become of me?
How would I know? I am no god, and your fate is in your own hands. For you are our champion.
You tricked me. My sister died for your schemes. I have brought suffering and tragedy into this world. I am not, nor will I ever be your champion.
Very soon you'll come to know that sacrifice is sometimes necessary. I understand the grudge a child bears towards his father and mother. Be brave, my child.
Vale, parece que es para allá. Entonces voy a mirar primero a este lado.
These poor skulls didn't stand a chance.
Vamos a ver si viene boss fight final. Puede ser.
Oh, I'm sick. So sick. Doctor, help me, please. I'm in such pain.
I'll be glad to be of assistance.
Ah, like your help, Doris. Liars! All of you! My poor baby. I've been such a bad mother. But the Queen herself forgave me. Gave me another chance.
Harriet, you must stop all of this. I can't let you infect anyone else.
How dare you interfere with the Red Queen's plans, Doctor? How can you stop the course of nature? They took my daughter from me!
qué me golpea eso? O sea, lo esquivo y me golpea igual, haga lo que haga.
They took my daughter from me!
No podía ser tan fácil.
Is this anger I feel? Is it wrath? I think it is. Oh, how infinitely, how intensely, how irredeemably are you all going to suffer now?
Si pudiese moverme, la verdad. No puedo moverme. No puedo moverme. Da igual lo que esquive. Da absolutamente igual todo lo que esquive, me da. Segundo. Da igual todo lo que esquive, tío. Ay. Tengo que matar otra vez a la Harriet.
My poor baby! Where is she now?
Es que da igual. Es increíble que, aunque esquive, me golpea igualmente.
You wished I was dead! The shadows will devour you, nobody!
Aprovechar la pistola.
Give me more. They are so young, so tasty.
Ah, por supuesto, si no invocan minions para tocar las narices. Las puedo usar para recuperar sangre, para eso están. está haciendo. Está sacando espadas. Acaba de atravesarme golpe como si... Eso no me ha dado, pero vale. Voy a tomarme una bombilla de estas.
Feed your mother, child.
Estoy sin estamina. Y me da eso, es increíble. Ay, Dios mío, qué paciencia.
No one could ever defeat you, mother of us all, for you are our every root and leaf.
You've always been my most amusing son.
Then go back to sleep, my queen, and smile at us from your dreams.
Did they feel my wrath? Have they suffered enough?
More than ever, mother of us all.
Until the next time.
Until the next time.
So it's over then, young Ekon. You have put an end to this terrible menace.
Old Bridget? What are you doing here?
This is my realm, Ekon. This is Suaskal territory.
But they were all massacred by the monstrosity that Harriet became.
Others will come, engendered by deceitful vampires. I don't mean you, of course.
I thought you'd been slaughtered, with all the other Suaskals.
I was up above, in search of help when Harriet suddenly turned into that thing. I have no idea what it was.
It's all over now. The epidemic has been stopped.
Yes, you prevailed in the end. I hope you'll forgive me for the way I treated you when first you presented yourself at our gate.
No need to apologize, really.
Perhaps there will be no stories told or songs sung of what happened here today. But I'll know the truth. Jonathan Reed, newborn vampire, stepped forward and saved us all.
I'm honored to be part of this city's legend. Thank you, old Bridget. May I ask you just one question?
How could I refuse you anything now? I'll answer just as I answered Lady Ashbury when we met a few nights ago.
Who are you? Really?
I was born with the name Bridget Eleanor Wellington. In 1738, my beloved and immortal husband decided to preserve my beauty and youth forever. By making me drink his blood.
You were Lord Redgrave's wife. Then the pompous fool rejected you, did he not?
It was about 200 years ago. Peace found me in time. And I sincerely hope it will find you too, now that all is over.
No, it's not over. I may have ended the vampire epidemic, but I still need answers from the woman I love.
I feared you would say that. Go then, young Ekon, and face your fate. Just remember that I'll always be here for you.
London has been cleansed. This catastrophe came about when an ancient, malignant will crossed paths with mortal imprudence. For now, we are safe. For now. My craving for blood remains. Red like hate, red like hunger. Red as life and death, passing from one immortal to another. From predator to victim. Patiently biding its time to rise again. London has been cleansed for now, but there's a simmering hatred, fear, and old grudges. When will we succumb, mortals and immortals alike? The next disaster is only a matter of time. My only hope now is to catch the woman I love, to understand why she fled, and unmask the secret that has been lurking in her blood for so long. Well, this is it. Lady Ashbury's domain. Why am I not surprised it's not on any maps? I'd better hurry.
Averigua por qué la sangre de Elizabeth crea desastres.
Beautiful morn, my child. It looks like dawn is here at long last.
Can't you just leave me alone? Your precious queen has been sent back to the bottomless pit from whence she came. The nightmare is almost over.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over. You did well.
So our beloved mother will just go back to sleep, now that enough people have suffered. Is that it?
No, Jonathan. The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
What does she seek? Revenge? Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant ghostly queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
And what are you to her? Her counterpart? Her opponent in some timeless game?
She is my mother, my dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours too, in a way, but you are not born from her terrible womb like me. You are but a distant child.
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You are the doctor. You hold the knowledge needed to answer such a question. Have you the answer?
Icors seem to carry various diseases. They did not merely turn people into skulls. Their presence alone spreads death.
Who knows whether the Red Queen awakens when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
I noticed that all the Icors were female, as if a male couldn't endure the metamorphosis. Harriet was also a bitter and resentful woman, as was her daughter.
If the Morrigan prefers despoiled women to become the vessels of her wrath, we should be thankful that but one disaster hath been cast upon this wobbling world.
This is not over. I am here to find the true origin of the blood of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
What will happen to Ascalon? Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't interfere with petty political intrigues. Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
But Lord Redgrave definitely possessed Marshall's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed to acquire it. Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sleep.
What will become of the vampire hunters?
They will never stop searching for William Marshall, for he escaped their two great hunts. Remember that you too are now on their dark list.
What will become of the Brotherhood?
I foresee trouble for them now that your progeny considers becoming the new primate.
But I'm certain the current primate has no wish to resign.
Exactly. And I am not fully convinced your progeny truly understands what dreadful power he is about to defy.
No. I must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
And you? Why are you here? Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the truth.
I am just here to salute my sons, and to bid them fare thee well.
Your sons? Plural? My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
Perhaps I am too old for your spoken language. Perhaps you now have so many subtle words you no longer hear the simplest ones.
Tell me about William Marshall. Why is his blood so strong?
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong, Jonathan Reed. A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawned of this generation.
Is he here? Is William Marshall here? Is that why you're here now, too?
Have I not already answered that question?
His blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
Then you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood of hate would have corrupted you too.
When he fought me, Geoffrey McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood. Since then, I have discovered that it was vampire blood. Whose blood was it?
You just said it. It was the blood of a king. The blood of the champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest peril.
King Arthur was also your progeny. Why am I not surprised?
Yes, he was. But he failed in the end. And for centuries the land suffered his defeat.
Who are your sons? Why do you bid them farewell now?
You are my son, as is William Marshall.
So that is all we are to you? Puppets you create to defeat some threat born from a dreaming devil?
No. You are my sons. I am proud of you. I mourn when you fail.
This is madness. How many have you created? Who else? Shakespeare? Isaac Newton? Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More? Guy Fawkes?
My progeny is scarce, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore. But yes, one of those you named is your immortal brother. Maybe you shall meet one night.
Speak clearly then, and answer my last question.
What is it?
Did I defeat the epidemic?
Now you've found the castle, Jonathan Reed. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child. I shall dream about you soon.
I cannot enter. The castle walls look decrepit. Maybe I can find a way to sneak in.
No puedo subir por ahí. Me parece que puedo subir por ahí, ¿no? ¿No?
It's locked, all right.
No puedo abrir la puerta. Vale.
I cannot enter. The lady of the manor isn't expecting visitors.
No tengo ni idea de por dónde ir. Estoy aquí un poco al azar. Vale, esto me lleva al mismo sitio. ¿Qué más había?
Maybe it's just my imagination, but I think I smell Elizabeth's perfume. She must be here somewhere. I cannot enter. Like most castles, this one has a crypt, and it holds something special inside. This castle is falling apart. That sweet fragrance, Elizabeth's perfume. She was here, and recently. This painting looks suspicious. I have this thirst for blood.
Voy a conseguir sangre, no va a ser que haya un combate o algo.
This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Una espada y una luna.
A sword and a moon are the symbols I should look for.
Es la tía esta de sangre. Vale, esta es la entrada que hemos encontrado antes. Vale, por aquí es por donde entramos antes. Entonces hay que encontrar una espada y una luna. Esto es del cuadro, ¿no? Quiero pensar que está el cuadro al otro lado. Ah, vale. Una espada y una luna.
Elizabeth, my love, you allow my portrait to watch over you while you sleep. I'm flattered.
Una espada y una luna. Imagino que tengo que buscar las pistas dentro del castillo, no hace falta que salga. Y hay espadas.
What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work. Here's another switch. I should keep looking. What are these symbols? I can feel a mechanism, but it doesn't work. One last switch, and...
Una espada. Y la luna.
Voila.
¿Se ha abierto algún pasadizo? ¿Dónde?
Drop your sword, Father. You have nothing to be afraid of.
Shall we abandon this then? Shall we lower our heads?
No. Never. You taught me that.
Blood is approaching. Old but young. How strange. Shall I drink it? Smite it?
No, Father. He is a friend. Please, Rest. I'll take care of it.
Caution, Elizabeth. Deceit runs through these veins.
I know, Father. What took you so long, Jonathan?
Is this really him?
Yes. This is William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke, servant of 5 mortal kings, former regent and savior of England. The greatest knight who ever lived, according to some.
And you called him father?
For he gave me eternal life, and much more.
I have so many questions, Elizabeth.
You always had questions, Dr. Reed.
Now that I stand before you both, in this vault, I know not where to begin.
We still have a few minutes left.
Where are we? What is this place?
This is the Ashbury Estate. I inherited the title when I purchased the castle.
Is this your retreat? Something of a secret place?
It's more of a sanctuary, really. This is where I take care of my father. Ever since he became unwell.
Are you not afraid someone might discover you here? It's not that hard to find.
Do not assume that I would hesitate to silence anyone who tried to reveal my secret. Fortunately, it has rarely come to that.
Why did you flee here?
When you told me I was the healthy carrier, I had nowhere else to go.
You mean you had to return to the real source of this scourge?
Yes, to end it, once and for all.
Will you go back to London?
No, Jonathan. I do not intend to.
And what of your daughter?
Charlotte is a strong, independent woman who's about to come into money. I took care of everything. Now it's time for her to shape her future.
I have destroyed the disaster, this creature that Harriet Jones had become. The epidemic is no more, and London will recover. In time.
Yes. You did well, Jonathan. You truly saved the city.
Yes, we did. Despite all obstacles. I'm truly convinced we did it together, Elizabeth.
I cannot bear knowing I was the cause of all this. Through the use of my own blood.
No. This catastrophe was the result of unethical experimentation. And the will of a creature so inexplicably evil, she exceeds all the terrible wonders I have seen since my death.
But it was my blood all along. My corrupted blood of hate. The poisoned blood of my father. A healthy carrier. That's all I am.
Why are you hiding William Marshall here?
How could I not take care of him? He sacrificed himself by giving me the only dose of antidote he had.
He gave you the antidote?
Yes. And in doing so, he knew he'd have to be confined here. And yet he volunteered. That's how great a man William Marshall was. And still is.
What do you do for him?
I visit him as often as possible. I paint the landscapes he will never see again. I feed him with my blood.
You feed him? You barely sustain yourself on the weak blood of the dying, yet you give him your blood?
After he saved me from the blood rage, I swore I would never kill to feed. He said the same.
Is he dangerous?
What do you think? He is a thirsty Ekon, who has not fed in centuries. An elder vampire, driven by an urge to kill and spread the blood of hate.
No redemption, then?
And yet he thinks he has been offered immortality by the angels to protect the feeble and to smite the unholy.
Can he communicate?
Yes. Sometimes he even seems like the noble knight who saved and raised me. But you know, the malice never fully leaves his eyes.
We could cure him.
It's too late. The blood of hate has run for too long. The antidote would not work on him. I tried. Believe me, I tried.
William Marshall infected you. He is the true, original carrier.
Yes. But he saved me by sacrificing himself.
Saved you? How?
The tears of angels. The cleansing of impure blood by an older, more powerful blood. It worked on me, did it not?
Yes. Blood is the definitive key to our species. Scowls, cleansing, lineage. Do you really think it worked?
It has, Jonathan. I was nothing but a beast who took pleasure in slaughter. I roamed across Europe, reaping my bloody crop. It was the blood of hate. But my father's antidote cured me.
Who are you, really?
How could I answer that? I went through many lives and identities to reach this day. To you, I am Elizabeth Ashbury, and that's all I wish to be.
I understand. And I respect your desire for privacy.
Thank you, Jonathan.
How did you meet William Marshall?
He was an Econ for centuries when he found me. He saved me from certain death by making me his progeny.
Why did he choose you?
You should ask him that.
Did you ever blame him?
Not even when he was infected and bit me. He is my father. He raised me. He taught me how to behave.
What about us?
What do you mean?
You know my feelings towards you, Elizabeth. But you left without a word. So I'm worried about your feelings towards me.
I love you, Jonathan. I've loved you since the moment I saw you rescue poor Mr. Hampton in that filthy slaughterhouse. Forgetting the danger as you turned your back, like the newborn fool you were.
You should have told me.
No, Jonathan. The William Marshall myth lies at the heart of so many hostile plans. I could not risk jeopardizing his safety.
So why did you come here? You knew I would follow you. I can't let you go.
Because I know now the blood of hate is still in my veins. No one but I can put an end to this tragedy.
I can help you. You can trust me, Elizabeth.
I know, Jonathan. You have been the most loyal ally these last few weeks. But this is my duty.
Would your protege agree to speak with me? I have so many questions for him.
Go on, Jonathan. But be careful.
Yes?
Sir William. My God. You really are William Marshall. You served Richard the Lionheart and his brother, King John. It is such a privilege to meet you.
I did in my day. Come closer if you want to speak. For my hearing isn't what it used to be.
I think your hearing is fine, sir.
What is it you want then?
I found your research on the antidote. The tears of the angels. What ingredients did you use?
Once I understood what the ingredients were, I used the tears of King Richard and the pure blood of the valiant Boadicea.
King Richard and Boadicea? How did you find such relics?
It took me many years to locate their hiding place. Then I had to learn the formula. If I recall, it belonged to an ancient brotherhood. The Order of St. Paul, I believe.
And did it work?
Yes. The tears cleansed my poor Elizabeth's blackened heart. It was such a blessing to see her smile again.
I found and defeated the disaster that was threatening to smite London. You should know that the city is safe for now, Sir William.
Then may I call you brother? Did you resist its poison? Even a scratch from a beast so evil could endanger you and all those you care for.
You also defeated one in 1666. Who was it?
She was a malicious witch who spread plague throughout the city with her army of rats. She had been hiding in a bakery in Pudding Lane for months when I finally found her.
How did you defeat it?
We fought for hours. In the end, I had to lock her in St. Paul's Cathedral and burn the building down. I wanted to be sure she was destroyed.
The blood of hate. How does it affect you? Do you feel it now?
The blood of hate? Yes. Nothing more than a sneeze, really. A sneeze held for so long, you could blow a fortress down if you released it.
I would like to ask you about vampires.
Vampires? What about them?
Considering your experience, please tell me what you know.
They are terrible creatures. I have seen and fought many in my time. Foul temptresses with sharp claws and shrieking beaks.
Where did you encounter such creatures?
The last time I saw one was in a Celtic temple near Salisbury. A terrible and god-forsaken place full of ghosts and pestilence.
I have never seen such a creature. What are you talking about?
Of course you've never seen a creature like them. Vampires are deadly, swift and implacable.
Can we speak about the Morrigan?
The Red Queen. What of her?
You met her, did you not?
Just once, but she never ceased to sing to me. I love her song. It is a song of blood and war. I only wish she would sometimes let me rest.
Do you know who she is?
I don't want to discuss this in front of my sweet Elizabeth.
Why?
For a time, she too could hear the Red Song. The steps she danced to its melody brought pain upon the world.
Do you remember Myrddin, your maker?
Only God is my maker, for he created everything on this earth. He blessed me with eternal life through his archangel, Michael.
But Myrddin, Michael, is a vampire. He made you a blood-sucking creature of the night.
Blood, yes. I used to drink it from the throats of the unworthy. Then I was punished for my deceit. During my penance, I rely entirely upon my sweet Elizabeth.
Tell me about Elizabeth. How was she infected?
I do not wish to discuss it.
Please, Sir William. I need to know what the blood of hate is. How is it transmitted?
After defeating the disaster in St. Paul's Cathedral, I returned to my retreat, infected. This is where my sweet Elizabeth found me, for she heard my pain from across the sea.
Where is this retreat you mentioned?
In London, under Temple Church, beneath my empty tomb. I always loved to sleep there while listening to the bell above.
What happened then?
The blood of hate had twisted me into a rage-filled man. I attacked my progeny and infected her too. Forgive me, Elizabeth. I failed you.
You bit her again. Is that how she was infected with the disaster's blood? I think I understand now.
Elizabeth fled, and I fell to my knees, begging for forgiveness. I swore I would find a way to make things right.
How did you meet Elizabeth?
Times were tough. I had awakened to protect the land from a new plague. I heard her sing for her dead family. Singing for her death to come. I chose to save her.
When was that?
It was so long ago. A few years after Elizabeth of England and Catherine of France established their alliance against Spain.
What did you do?
I raised her as my progeny. After she left to see the world, I rebuilt her deceased parents' inn. Owned it as William Thorne for a time. Those were good years.
Did you really sacrifice yourself to save her?
That was the only righteous path. The blood of hate made me betray her. I am at peace here. I can think about what I've done and how I failed.
Do you not want to be cured?
No. This hunger is mine. I would feel empty without it. It has been part of me for so long. All I want is quiet. Silence.
You agreed to be confined here, then?
Yes. Once I was sure she was cured, I asked to be locked down here. I deserve it. The world needs it.
We could set you free. Let you out. Isn't that what you want?
I pray for the day I'll see the sky again. I have all but forgotten its colors. I could walk and do so many things beneath the stars. But I doubt it will be wise to release me.
Then will you stay here and repent?
Elizabeth told me it will not be long now. I cannot wait to feel the sweet caress of her hand on my cheek after so long as she releases me. Has the time come?
Yes, Father.
Why not unleash me then? To see the sky a final time?
You already are the sky, and all its stars.
I'm not defeated, for I welcome the sword you bear, for it is mine.
You were never defeated, my lord. Farewell, Father. And to you also, Jonathan.
What do you mean?
I can't stand what I've become. This healthy carrier, as you put it. The flames will purify the poison that runs in my veins.
No! I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, champion of Myrddin, chosen to save England from the vampire epidemic. I could cure you.
What do you mean?
We are creatures of blood, Elizabeth. Everything about us is in our blood. With time, I could perfect the antidote William Marshall gave you. Trust me, for time is on our side.
That is a risk I cannot take, Jonathan. I won't bring another such disaster into this world.
Elizabeth, no. Trust me. I can
save you.
How could I trust you, Jonathan? Have you not betrayed me?
I had choices to make.
I forgive you, and that is my choice.
Elizabeth, I love you.
Then let me go now.
Wait! No!
One prayer for the summoned, called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung, and your path chosen. England is safe, but the cost was dire. Blood and tears, both parched by cleansing flames. You've lost your way, my champion bittersweet. I am moved to pity, as I feel your rampant rage void of purpose or meaning. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber, until alas she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
Bueno, pues creo que hasta aquí ha llegado el Vampyr. Vale, ahora miraremos los distintos finales. Tiene pinta de que este será un final bastante malo. Hemos perdido a Elizabeth. Nos hemos convertido al final como en un asesino, como que está diciendo ahí el padre que se siente arrepentido del rumbo que hemos tomado, porque debido a la pérdida de Elizabeth pues hemos caído ahí como en el odio y el rencor y hemos estado matando, y se veía ahí al doctor ahí en el sillón lleno de sangre. Entonces como que hemos tenido el final malo, ¿no? Según entiendo. Vale, voy a ver en un segundo. Por cierto, si empiezo una nueva partida, solo por curiosidad, ¿qué ocurre ahora? Voy a ir preparando... Voy a buscar un vídeo de los distintos finales. Siempre un juego que tiene muchos finales, cuando acabamos me gusta ver cuáles son los distintos finales para saber qué podría haber pasado. Vale, vuelvo a aparecer aquí. Y se repite esto.
Drop your sword, father.
Sí.
You have nothing to be afraid of.
¿Se puede saltar?
Now that I stand before you both.
Vale, pues... Bueno, ya lo digo siempre, me fastidia mucho los juegos en los que el final... el final literalmente te ponen... O sea, te hacen como borrón y te vuelven a dejar en el final, ¿eh? Es en plan, no tío, no hagas eso. En fin, vamos a buscar Vampyr All Endings. Y vamos a ver qué podría haber pasado. 4 finales y cómo conseguirlos. No quiero ver... ¿Y esta ropa? En fin, este vídeo dura media hora. Vamos a dejar este que son 10 minutos. Final bueno, final malo, el mejor final y el peor final. Vale, vamos a ver esto. Ups. Se está escuchando el juego de fondo. Un segundo, voy a cerrar el juego ya. Vale, cierro el juego, vamos a ver cuáles son los distintos finales. Luego comentamos qué me ha parecido el juego y comentamos qué se viene a partir de mañana. Vamos allá.
I can't stand what I've become. This healthy carrier, as you put it. The flames will purify the poison that runs in my veins.
No! I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, champion of Murden, chosen to save England from the vampire epidemic. I could cure you. We are creatures of blood, Elizabeth. Everything about us is in our blood. With time I could perfect the antidote William Marshall gave you. Trust me, for time is on our side.
That is a risk I cannot take, Jonathan. I won't bring another such disaster into this world.
Elizabeth, no. Trust me. I can save you.
How could I trust you, Jonathan? How could I take such a chance?
I'll stay here with you then. As long as we must, until I find a cure.
You have no idea what you're talking about, Jonathan. Despite his madness, William was strong enough to starve for centuries. I doubt we can do the same.
We will lock ourselves down then. I'll get all the material I need and I'll perform my research here with you until you're cured.
Are you mad? Who would take care of us? Who would free us if it takes decades or even more?
Old Bridget will take care of us.
You are serious, aren't you? You really are ready to do this?
I love you, Elizabeth. I can do this. Please, stay with me.
I believe you. This is crazy, but I believe you, Jonathan.
Este es el final bueno. Creo que los finales se consiguen, o sea, depende de la gente a la que hayas asesinado en el juego. Creo que este final se consigue si matas a poca gente.
Called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung, and your path chosen. England is safe, for you have prevailed. I bid you farewell, my champion, bittersweet. You found yourself a newer quest, and so I leave you to it. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber, until alas she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
The flames will
final malo,
purify the poison
que
that
creo que
runs
es el
in
que
my
hemos
veins.
tenido nosotros.
I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, champion of Myrddin, chosen to save England from the vampire epidemic. I could cure you.
What do you mean?
We are creatures of blood, Elizabeth. Everything about us is in our blood. With time, I could perfect the antidote William Marshall gave you. Trust me, for time is on our side.
That is a risk I cannot take, Jonathan. I won't bring another such disaster into this world.
Elizabeth, no. Trust me. I can save you.
How could I trust you, Jonathan? Have you not betrayed me?
I had choices to make.
I forgive you. And that is my choice.
Este es nuestro final.
Elizabeth, I love you.
Then let me go now.
Wait! No!
One prayer for the summoned, called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung, and your path chosen. England is safe, but the cost was dire. Blood and tears, both parched by cleansing flames. You've lost your way, my champion bittersweet. I am moved to pity, as I feel your rampant rage void of purpose or meaning. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber. Until alas she rises, woken by the hunger
Vale, ya
never
digo, estos
fed.
finales creo que se consiguen en función de la cantidad de gente que matas. Entonces imagino que este final, el mejor final, como llaman aquí, imagino que ocurrirá si no matas absolutamente a nadie.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
I am Dr. Jonathan Reed, champion of Myrddin, chosen to save England from the vampire epidemic. I could cure you.
What do you mean?
We are creatures of blood, Elizabeth. Everything about us is in our blood. With time, I could perfect the antidote William Marshall gave you. Trust me, for time is on our side.
That is a risk I cannot take, Jonathan. I won't bring another such disaster into this world.
Elizabeth, no. Trust me. I can save you.
How could I trust you, Jonathan? How could I take such a chance?
I'll stay here with you then. As long as we must, until I find a cure.
You have no idea what you're talking about, Jonathan. Despite his madness, William was strong enough to starve for centuries. I doubt we can do the same.
That's where you're wrong, Elizabeth. Since I murdered my poor Mary after my rebirth, I vowed to never take a life again, and I've succeeded.
Claro, esto es... No matas
I'm not
absolutamente
sure
a
I
nadie.
have the strength of character. I'm not like William. I'm not like you.
Let me teach you then. Come with me, my love.
Oh, Jonathan, if only this could be true, but I really don't know.
We'll run away. Go to the deepest forests, the highest mountains. Untouched by man, we'll hide in solitude until I find a cure.
Do you trust me then?
Until the end of the world, my love.
One prayer for the summoned called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung and your path chosen. England is safe, for you have prevailed. I wish you a peace duly earned for the centuries yet to come. And they will come. I bid thee farewell, my champion bittersweet. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber. Until alas she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
The flames will
Peor
purify
final.
the
Te imagino que si
poison that
matas
runs
a
in
todo
my
el
veins.
mundo.
No! I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
Who cares? We are vampires. We are death.
No, Jonathan. I won't bring another disaster into this world.
I can't lose you, Elizabeth. Even if it means putting the whole world at risk.
How can you say such an awful thing? Where is the Jonathan I once saved from a scowl in this abandoned factory?
I'm not that frightened man anymore. I've learned so much. Done so much.
I see. So there is nothing worth living for in this world anymore. Farewell, my love.
Farewell.
One prayer for the summoned, called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung and your path chosen. England is safe, the price paid most dear. But what do you care? You are the one who keeps killing. You've chosen your path, my fallen champion, like others before you. Prey to lust and desire, slave to the everlasting thirst. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join
Vale, o sea, nosotros hemos tenido el final malo porque hemos matado no a mucha gente, pero hemos matado a varios. Creo que hemos matado en total como a 8 o 10 personas. El haber matado esas... Son las personas estas que maté, creo que fue en el último directo, que empecé a matar a estas personas para subir de nivel y tal, pues al final creo que ha sido eso lo que ha provocado que tengamos el final malo. Seguramente si no hubiese matado a esas personas, porque de momento solo había matado al principio del juego al tío ese, porque pensaba que era tutorial y pensaba que tenía que hacerlo sí o sí, no sabía que podía no matarlo. Y seguramente si no hubiese matado a estas personas al final para levelear, podríamos haber desbloqueado el final bueno. Pero al haber matado a estas personas, matamos como a el cura este del Whitechapel y los dos del hospital y un par de personas más, pues al final creo que eso ha sido lo que cause que tengamos el final malo. Pero bueno, en general al final, ya para terminar con el Vampyr, la verdad es que el juego me ha gustado mucho. En cuanto a lo que es la historia, los personajes, ha estado como todo el tiempo súper entretenido. Me ha interesado mucho ir conociendo a los personajes, hablando con todos, comprendiendo las relaciones que tienen entre ellos. O sea, me ha parecido también la historia de todos los Skal, los Second, los vampiros así súper tochos. No sé, me ha gustado mucho en ese sentido. Se hacía un poco lento y muchos lo veía luego muchos de los directos. A lo mejor estaba literalmente en el directo prácticamente todo el tiempo hablando y luego simplemente me movía de un sitio a otro, mataba gente, pero luego estaba a lo mejor 20 minutos, 30 minutos hablando, descubriendo otras conversaciones. Entonces, en ese sentido sí que se hacía como muy lento y un poco pesado, pero a la vez estaba interesante. Entonces es como, no lo sé, hubiese agradecido que fuese un poco más rápido. La historia me ha gustado mucho, pero hubiese agradecido que los diálogos fuesen un poco más rápido. Sí que es verdad que los podía pasar yo a la velocidad que quisiera, pero aún así es que había como demasiado diálogo y muchos de ellos irrelevantes. A lo mejor haber hecho las conversaciones como más precisas y más ir al grano y no tanto porque había conversaciones que es como si a lo mejor te revelaban alguna pista sobre un personaje, te descubrías que tenía alguna relación con otro personaje si le hablabas del tema en concreto. Pero es eso, pero era muchas veces era hablar, hablar, hablar y hablar y no te aportaba nada más. Entonces, no sé, creo que ahí hubiese agradecido que fuese un poco más al grano, que a lo mejor hubiese menos conversaciones, pero que las conversaciones fuesen más importantes, que se omitiesen todas las conversaciones superfluas y que fuesen un poco más al grano. Pero bueno, eso en cuanto a la historia, que ya digo, me ha gustado mucho y simplemente ese apunte que demasiado lento en mi opinión. Y luego el combate, es lo que digo, el combate es que estaba bien, pero había muchas cosas que estaban mal y sobre todo lo que he criticado en todos y cada uno de los directos, en todos y cada uno de los combates, es la ayuda de la cámara, la fijación esta de la cámara. No entiendo cómo un juego tiene la opción de fijar a un enemigo con la cámara y que por mover ligeramente el ratón te cambia el target. Es súper incómodo, lo hacen muchos de los Souls-like. Estuve jugando un poco al Dark Souls 1, el remastered, y lo tiene, pero para cambiar el target, si tienes un enemigo fijado y quieres cambiar el target, tienes que girar mucho la cámara, que lo veo bien, ¿vale? Que no simplemente, si quieres ver al enemigo o si quieres ajustar la cámara para que el enemigo esté centrado, que puedas mover la cámara y jugar libremente con la cámara, pero que tengas fijado al target, que no se quite. Pero en este juego no, en este juego movías ligeramente la cámara y automáticamente te cambiaba el target. Entonces, si el enemigo por lo que sea estabas esquivando, te movías, necesitabas mover la cámara para volver a fijar a tu enemigo y te cambiaba a otro, te apuntaba a otro, incluso a veces súper sin sentido, que tienes un enemigo delante y de repente te fija a un enemigo que está al fondo del mapa, 10 metros más atrás, o te fija a un enemigo que está arriba, en el piso de arriba, y fallas ataques porque la fijación de enemigos cambia todo el rato y es súper incómodo. Entonces no entiendo cómo un juego que tiene un combate con esta opción es tan inconsistente o no hay alguna forma de bloquearlo y que a lo mejor hasta que no mates a ese enemigo no cambia el target, o como ocurre en el Dark Souls, que tengas que girar mucho el ratón para que te cambie el target. Entonces, no sé, se hacía como súper incómodo y muchas veces te cabreabas porque no solo era el tema de que te cambiase la cámara, sino que esto influía a la hora de esquivar, porque a lo mejor tú intentabas esquivar hacia atrás, pero te cambiaba la cámara. Entonces, cuando tú pensabas esquivar hacia atrás, en realidad, al cambiar la cámara, esquivas en otra dirección a la que tú tenías pensado y eso hacía que te chocases con una pared o que en lugar de esquivar te acercases al enemigo que te estaba golpeando y muchas veces pegabas tú al aire y te golpeaban a ti más los enemigos por la mierda esta de la cámara. Entonces, es algo que de verdad me irrita, me cabrea mucho los juegos que tienen esto y no lo tienen bien hecho, no está bien optimizado el combate para tener este sistema de fijación con la cámara. Entonces, bueno, quitando eso, me ha gustado mucho el sistema de los ataques de los enemigos, los distintos tipos de enemigos con sus patrones de ataque. Algunos enemigos eran demasiado pesados y un poco overpowered, por así decirlo. El tema de los enemigos con el gas, que automáticamente te quitaban la vida súper rápido. O los enemigos estos que tenían la cruz, que te quitaban también sangre. No lo sé, había unos enemigos que de repente estaban como súper overpowered por algún motivo y si no leveleabas mucho y no conseguías suficiente experiencia matando a otros personajes o tal, he llegado a puntos en los que estaban los enemigos todo el rato 10 niveles por encima de mí. Y era en plan de, ¿qué cojones hago? O sea, estoy aquí, tengo que pegar a un enemigo 20 golpes y ellos me pegan 2 golpes y estoy muerto. Entonces es un poco en plan ese equilibrio de, vale, si el juego... quiero decir, si yo decido llevar un camino más o menos en el que no mato a nadie, es que el juego te lo pone muy, muy, muy cuesta arriba, hasta el punto que es que no puedes, dices, tengo que matar a alguien, tengo que levelear, porque es que si no, no hay forma. Me matan de 2 golpes y yo no los mato. Entonces, no sé, en ese sentido, igual, es que no lo sé, a lo mejor, te quiero decir, tienes que tener mucha más experiencia, igual no he llegado a conseguir la suficiente experiencia como para saber llevar esos combates. A lo mejor si hubiese practicado más o si hubiese jugado durante más tiempo, pues al final, al cabo de practicar y practicar y practicar, pues puedes ir pasando por esos enemigos, aunque sea muy complicado. Pero he jugado como 5 o 6 días y es que es eso, es que llegaba a un punto que los enemigos, digo, es que no puedo, tengo que levelear porque es que es imposible superar esto. A la que hay 2 enemigos, estoy ya muerto, me sacan 10 niveles los dos y se hace muy complicado el combate. Entonces, bueno, no sé, hubiese preferido también, me hubiese gustado que estuviese un poco más balanceado ese sentido, que pudiese no matar a nadie y llevar una ruta más o menos pacifista, entre comillas, y cada vez el juego me recompensase, porque eso era otra. El juego no te recompensa por matar enemigos. O sea, matabas a un enemigo, te daba a lo mejor 5 de experiencia, 10, 15 de experiencia con suerte, y te daba algunas piezas para hacer algún medicamento o alguna cosa. Y es en plan, ¿en serio? O sea, me estás haciendo que los enemigos me maten de 2 golpes, que yo los mate de 20, y mi recompensa por luchar y por querer conseguir algo de experiencia es esta. O sea, me das 10 de experiencia por matar a un enemigo que me ha costado un montón matar, cuando me estás pidiendo 2000 de experiencia por upgradear una habilidad. Es que no tiene sentido. Entonces, es eso que al final, si no matas a nadie, ¿qué haces? Te pasas el juego siendo nivel 12 o nivel 15. Porque entonces solo consigues experiencia curando gente consigues experiencia. Entonces, pero lo mismo, que te dan de experiencia por curar a alguien. Creo que te daban 25 de experiencia o 50 por curar a una persona. Y a lo mejor en una noche enferman 8 personas. Entonces, ¿qué haces? Consigues 8 por 25, consigues que son 200 de experiencia en un día entero. Es que no merece la pena. Entonces, no sé, es como, ¿qué tengo que hacer? Pasarme el juego siendo nivel 12 y estar sufriendo cada vez que tengo un enemigo, porque claro, puedes decir, no, los enemigos pasas de ellos y ya está, no merece la pena matar enemigos, no los mates. Claro, pero es que luego hay peleas con bosses obligatorias y en esas peleas con bosses, ¿qué haces? O sea, estás pegando al boss durante media hora para quitarle la mitad de la vida y que luego el boss de un golpe te reviente. Es que dices, es que no puede ser. Entonces, no lo sé, ese sistema de combate... O sea, el sistema de combate en sí estaba bien, quitando el tema de la fijación con la cámara. Me gustaba el sistema de combate, que pudieses tener varias armas, cambiar, las jeringuillas para curarte, tal, las habilidades. O sea, todo eso estaba muy bien. Pero luego llegas a la recompensa por el combate y dices, ¿en serio? ¿En serio? ¿Todo esto para esto? Entonces, no sé, ese ha sido un poco lo que más me ha decepcionado y el motivo por el que mm, no tengo ganas de volver a jugar al juego. O sea, me ha gustado mucho, pero sinceramente no lo volvería a jugar. Ni por ver otros finales, ni por hacerme el 100%, ni siquiera por pasarme el juego rápido, simplemente así de tal. Es que no me llama, porque ha habido muchos momentos muy frustrantes y es eso, y que no te sientes recompensado por el esfuerzo en muchos sentidos. Entonces, bueno, creo que hasta aquí mi opinión sobre el Vampire. Entonces voy rápidamente a comentar, antes de cortar directo, voy a comentar rápidamente lo que va a haber a partir de mañana. No, esto no. voy a comentar rápidamente. A partir de mañana lo que se viene, el Vampyr lo añadimos a los juegos terminados. Vale, entonces, a partir de mañana voy a empezar el Dark Souls 1. Voy a empezar Dark Souls 1 y tengo pensado jugar también al Dark Souls 2 y al Dark Souls 3. El 26 de febrero, en principio, va a salir el Elden Ring, que es también un juego de la saga de From Software, de lo mismo de Dark Souls, de Bloodborne, de Sekiro. Entonces me apetece y me gustaría mucho, la verdad, este mes que queda de enero y el mes de febrero hasta que salga el Elden Ring. Me gustaría mucho volver a jugarme todos los juegos de From Software. Jugué hace nada el Bloodborne, entonces el Bloodborne lo doy ya como jugado, porque lo jugué literalmente hace una semana o 2 semanas. Entonces me gustaría empezar eso, el Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, ¿vale? Que son así los juegos como más relevantes de esta saga. Y yo creo que para entonces, sí, yo creo que más o menos me dará tiempo. Para el 26 de febrero debería ya haberme jugado estos 4 juegos. Y entonces le daremos cuando salga al Elden Ring, que la verdad es que ese es un juego que tiene muy buena pinta y tengo muchas ganas de probar. Y como mi cumple además cae en febrero, unas semanas antes, pues es algo que me llamaba bastante la atención y que me va a apetecer jugar ese cuando salga. Entonces nada, aparte de eso, como veis tengo aquí una ventanita, una pestaña de para intentar no death, ¿vale? Esto es una idea que igual es un poco loca, igual sale y la intento hacer, igual no. Pero tenía pensado también, eh, después de jugar a todos estos juegos, porque me apetece jugar de chill, por así decirlo, me apetece jugar normal para volver a disfrutar de los bosses, disfrutar de los escenarios, del sistema de leveleo, de explorar, de hablar con NPCs. Voy a jugar a todos los juegos normal, por así decirlo, por volver a vivirlos y volver a disfrutarlos. Entonces había pensado, después de haberlos jugado ya normal, me había planteado la idea de buscar la forma de superar los juegos sin morir. Y no solo eso, sino que además si sale bien y lo hago relativamente fácil, no sé, me costará días, muchos días seguramente, pero si consigo hacerlo, que ya para mí sería un logro bastante guay, pasarme todos esos juegos sin morir, que es muy complicado, en un futuro, ya digo, sería muy locura, pero en un futuro no descartaría probar a hacer una no hit de estos juegos. Además es que estos últimos meses, desde el año pasado, he estado viendo muchos no-hitters, he estado siguiendo mucho más a Chuso Montero, que lo conocí hace poco, y he estado últimamente viendo en Twitch muchos streamers de esto, de no-hit en estos juegos, y ya digo, Chuso, y no solo Chuso, sino mucha gente también. He conocido a un montón de gente en Twitch súper interesante, creo que una se llama Elvira, una streamer de no sé si es de España, pero una streamer que se estuvo pasando también, la estuve viendo, estuvo pasándose los Dark Souls con un dance pad, rollo, con la alfombrilla esta que pones en el suelo para bailar, que tiene teclas de adelante, atrás, izquierda, derecha y tal, pues se pasó el Dark Souls con eso y lo vi y dije, madre mía, la gente está loquísima. Entonces, no sé, me flipó mucho y sí que es verdad que consumo muchos speedruns de estos juegos, veo muchas no hits y muchos no damage también que están súper chulos. Y entonces, no sé, me planteé la idea dije, oye, me mola mucho esto, disfruto mucho viéndolo y creo que también sería muy disfrutable durante el proceso, igual no tanto, pero tiene que ser muy satisfactorio el llegar y después de practicar mucho y morir mucho, poder hacer un juego de estos sin morir o sin recibir daño en un futuro. Creo que podía ser algo muy bonito y creo que podía ser también algo interesante lo que practicar y lo que hacer directo y algo que a la gente le podría interesar también ver, el cómo evolucionas poco a poco y cómo practicas hasta conseguir lo que es la run perfecta. Entonces, nada, me llama mucho la atención. Y ya digo, lo tengo como idea pendiente, ¿vale? No garantizo 100% que lo vaya a hacer, ¿sabes? A lo mejor lo intento y estoy una semana, 2 semanas, 3 semanas y a lo mejor, yo qué sé, me frustro, no me sale, no soy capaz y a lo mejor mentalmente me cansa mucho y lo dejo, ¿sabes? Entonces no es algo que garantizado vaya a hacer, pero sí que es algo que me gustaría intentar, por lo menos. Entonces, nada. quería hablarlo, quería dejarlo ahí para que se supiese. Y ya digo, a partir de mañana empezaré el Dark Souls 1 jugándolo normal, ¿vale? Explorando tranquilamente, muriendo si tengo que morir. Vamos a jugar normal y ya una vez haya hecho eso, miraré, incluso en los directos, estaré mirando tutoriales, mirando no hits, mirando las estrategias para no hits, porque eso hay que practicarlo mucho tiempo. Y ya digo, si surge, si me mola, si veo que también a la gente que lo ve le mola, pues en un futuro pues intentaré hacer una no death. Vamos a empezar con no death, luego ya veremos la no hit, pero una no death de estos 5 juegos. Y luego ya el del Ring, pues seguramente también se una a la lista de no death cuando lo haya jugado y cuando lo haya practicado. Así que nada, quería simplemente comentar eso y dejarlo ahí claro. Luego tengo aquí un montón de juegos también que tengo pensados jugar, que me gustaría jugar en algún momento, pero ya digo, muchos de ellos son plataformas que ni siquiera tengo, simplemente están ahí apuntados por si algún día tengo la oportunidad de jugar a, por ejemplo, a el Zelda's Link's Awakening en la Switch, pues estaría guay, pero ya digo, estos son muchos juegos que tengo ahí pendientes de, a lo mejor los juego, a lo mejor no, ¿sabes? A lo mejor se quedan ahí y no llego a jugarlos, pero bueno, simplemente que sepáis que ahora estos días pues le daré la saga Dark Souls, Sekiro y luego intentaremos las no deaths en los Souls, el Sekiro y el Bloodborne hasta que salga el Elden Ring. Y luego ya, si surge, pues jugaremos a juegos nuevos, si no, no, practicaremos esto, lo que sea. Así que nada, eso era todo lo que tenía que comentar. Terminado el Vampyr, hecho el análisis, habiendo hablado ya de esto, de proyecto a futuro, me despido ya por aquí. Y nada, muchas gracias a la gente que se ha pasado por este vídeo, estos directos del Vampyr últimamente. Y nos vemos mañana con Dark Souls Remastered. Un saludo y hasta mañana. Chao.